So we come to the first of the ancient pugilist old school fighters, and we come to Theogenes, a Greek fighter from Thasos, and we come to his record. So, funny record, he knocked out 21,002 men, believed to have killed 1,800. Obviously, he competed in pancration and their style of boxing. They were separate sports, actually. Uncommon to contrary belief, and obviously he was an amazing athlete. He was a runner, won a lot of different titles, etc., in running, pancration, and boxing. So he was an amazing athlete. He had 2 victories in the Olympic Games, one in boxing and one in the 75th Olympiad. He had one in boxing and one in pancration in the 76th Olympiad. So 2 victories, one in boxing in the 75th Olympiad in 480 BC, and he had one in pancration in the 76th Olympiad, and that was 476 BCE, and he had 3 in boxing in the Pythian Games, 9 in boxing, 1 in pancration in the Isthmian Games, and 9 in boxing in the Nemean Games. Unbeaten in boxing in 22 years. He won 1,300 titles. Like I said, he was a perfect all-round athlete, depending on what source. Theogenes is estimated to have also won 1,400 races, 1,400 pancration fights, and 1,300 boxing victories. The later obviously contradicts the assumed 2,102 knockouts and 18 dead records. So it's, you know, it's rough, because obviously it's so far, such a long time ago. It's a very rough record. Theogenes of Thasos is considered to be the greatest boxer in ancient Greek times. He beat all great and future 3-time champion Euthymios, and Theogenes beat him. He was a future 3-time champion, Euthymios, and there's a lot of obviously myth surrounding the ancient Greek fighters. He was the son of Timosthenes. Theogenes was renowned for his extraordinary strength and swiftness. At the age of 9, he was said to have carried home a brazen statue of the god from the Agora. As he grew up, he became distinguished in every kind of athletic contest, gained numerous victories, like I said, at the Olympiad, the Pythian Games, and the Nemean Games, and the Isthmian Games. Altogether, he is said to have won, like I said, 1,300 crowns. There's a story also, mythical story, a curious mythical story. It was told by Pausanias about a statue of Theogenes made by Glacius of Aegina. There was a man in Thasos who had a grudge against Theogenes and scourged the statue by way of revenge. There was a bit of belief it might have been an ex-opponent of his, maybe, but not definite of that. One night the statue fell upon the man, killing him. So that's the sort of myth story there. The statue was put on trial for murder and exiled for being thrown into the sea, but was later recovered because the Delphic oracle had declared that the country would remain in a period of barrenness until they restored the statue of Theogenes. So the story goes. So Pausanias, the guy who made the statue, mentions having seen many statues of Theogenes among both the Greeks and the barbarians. The statue in Thasos became the focus of a hero cult and was said to have healing properties. And also a bit of history of Theogenes, a football club of the island founded in 1969 bears his name, AO Theogenes Thasos, and its emblem represents the head of Theogenes. There's also fiction about him. It was called The Olympian, the Tale of the Ancient, by the Tale of the Ancient Hellas by E.S. Cray. But again, for now, that's the first ancient, old school pugilist fighter, Theogenes. Probably the best, regarded as the greatest of them times. Going to do a few more, but again, that's the end of that first old school ancient fighter, Theogenes or Thasos. Bang.